Welcome to Foundations of Epidemiology, HK 567. My name is Randy Black, and I'll be your instructor of record. And I'm delighted and honored to have the opportunity to add to your education. Um, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I don't want to dwell on that. That's not uh, to me the most exciting thing in the world. The most exciting thing in the world is to be able to instruct you. And I've taught this course probably in one fashion or another to one audience or another about 110 times. So I'm familiar with the topic area and very interested in the quality of information and knowledge that you get in epidemiology. Um, this course is essential to your future and essential in in your success in our program, and it teaches you really a way of thinking that's different than you will learn in any other class. Um, it will help you organize information. It will help you to present it and formulate problems, and it will help you to derive solutions that are fitting to the problem. So, having said, let me say that a little differently. It will teach you a way of thinking, um, but we're not trying to. I'm not trying to teach you what to think, and you'll find it a masterful way to approach the universe, because epidemiology is really life, and it will aid you in your research efforts, either in conducting a thesis or uh, acquiring new information and being able to share it with others. I want to let you know that one of the things we'd like you to do, and we think it's valuable for you to do, is to study the course syllabus. I'm going to talk to you about a book that you're going to buy. We probably will already have gotten an email from us about that. And I want you to know that we have spent a lot of time on the syllabus because we want to protect and preserve your rights. This is really important to me personally and professionally. Your rights are very critical to us, and you can almost anticipate an answer from the team, because we will follow the syllabus and make decisions accordingly. Now, as many times as I've written a syllabus, I've found that I can never make a perfect one. There's always something the matter with it. There's always something wrong, no matter how many times we've gone over it or whatnot. And my apologies to you in advance. But we will correct it if it needs to be, and you will know about those changes, and so you can make adjustments too. Following the syllabus is a course outline that provides the order that the information will be taught. Now, let me say next that the course is taught in a medical format. I've taught in a medical school, so I'm aware of how they operate. But even though the course is, what that really means that it's taught in a medical format is that the main book that we offer and the slides and the lectures that we provide are the most important element. We're going to talk to you about supplemental books, and I'll go through them with you. But what I'm trying to say is that lectures and note taking are the most critical parts of the course. You want to make certain that you do that, that you take good notes as you go along. I'd like you to know that the course is difficult, but it's by no means impossible. You have to have good self-disciplinary skills in order to be successful, because there's nobody prodding you or pushing you or reminding you, and the fact that you will not be meeting for classes, sometimes it makes it more difficult, because you may not see it as a time demand, but you ought to schedule it in accordingly, so you don't fall behind or get into trouble in terms of not keeping up. I'll discuss grading a little bit later, and it is presented in the syllabus, and we go through that rather thoroughly. There may be a peer helper, somebody who has taken the course assigned to it, and if that person would be familiar with confidential information and how to manage it, we will send out emails to you fairly routinely and periodically, and we will use a labeling system so your individual email address will not be shared with your peers. That's personal and confidential information. If you want to share it with them, that will be fine. But we will not do so. Our trained peer helper is a person who has gone through a course about confidentiality, and there's a form in the packet that you can see that person signs and what is expected of them. Anybody that is a helper or somebody that has completed the course is really an experienced Legionnaire who's done well in the course and has taken it before, is dedicated to your learning, and will do the best he or she can to help you learn. Please contact the peer helper or myself about homework assignments, course content, or for any other reason pertaining to the course. We are here to help you and want to help you and want to help you succeed. This is a course I thoroughly enjoy, and I want to make it enjoyable for you too. Even though I've taught it as many times as I have, my enthusiasm and interest in the subject matter has not waned a bit, and I'm interested in you being knowledgeable about epidemiology. There are so many people that are in public health programs that really do not have a good foundation in epidemiology, and that's very important and very necessary. And I will make certain that that will never be a criticism of you, that you're not well informed and well grounded. I want to tell you what an honor and a privilege and a pleasure it is to be able to be your instructor. I feel that I get to work with the best minds in the country, and many of you will make significant contributions to society, and I know will be in leadership positions and positions of esteem. And I appreciate your contributions to society and all you will do to keep our population healthy. You are the hope of the future, and you can't. We have many people. My students report to me they go out to practicums for their practicum experience, and they find that the people that they work with are often in different fields in public health, have never been formally trained in public health, and they find it very difficult to work with these individuals because they are not informed and properly educated. And I don't want that to ever be said of you. And as you know, we're evaluating public health departments now, and I want to make certain that if they evaluate a public health department that you may be in, that they're going to provide kudos about your performance and your contributions. So I take it seriously. I know this is a critical class in your educational program, and I will do my best in every way to help you learn the material. And this is the material presented is not busy work, and I'm certain that you will not find it a waste of your time. Here's how to contact me, and it's usually easier to email me. I'm by my computer a lot, and I usually respond within 4 hours and not more than 24 hours. The only reason I would be longer in responding is because I'm probably out of town. I want to inform you that there are roughly 24 lectures. Each lecture will be an hour or an hour and a half, depending on the logical breaking point, and quizzes will be every Thursday. Quizzes will cover information presented on the prior Thursday and Tuesday of the current week. So, and they'll be online and available through to you through Blackboard Learn, and you will get information about how to access the information on Blackboard Learn. If there is a trained peer helper for this class, their information will be available on Blackboard Learn, and you can contact them as well. And both of us would be available for office hours if you'd like to come in and see us. My recommendation is that you contact us in advance, and if you tell us the nature of your problem, we can have information available to us that might be helpful to you. Now, all course materials are available. I should say probably all lectures are available on lulu.com. Excuse me. Let me try that one more time with you. The course materials, what I'm meaning here, that's the course manual, and that is available on lulu.com. And the information pertaining to the lectures will be available on YouTube, and that's YOUTUBE. So I hope I haven't confused you, but this will provide you with a direct link to purchase the book. The primary one of significance and importance to you for the class, and our intent is one-stop shopping, so you don't have to go everywhere to get the materials that you need. In terms of the supplemental text, you can get those books from any source, and we hope you can find them at a very reasonable cost if you wish to buy them. And I will cover the books to buy in just a second. Okay, this is the book that you will need. It's It's a book that is published by myself and a current graduate student here in the program, Barry Hill. And again, the book is available from lulu.com. This is a primary book that you will need for the course. There are supplemental texts that you may want to buy if you're having difficulties. And I mention how to use those books to your advantage later on. So, what books do you need to buy? I think it depends on individual differences, is the real answer. Some have an affinity for the course and others do not. It's just like any other topic area or any other task. Some do well at it and some don't. And these have to do with your talents and your gifts that you've been given. But you will need this book. You will need to purchase this book without question. So please do so. It contains the information required for the course and some of the things you will need to hand in, and go over the manual in a general way. I want to tell you there's a syllabus, there's a course outline, there are exam study guides, there's a TA or peer helper, I should say, confidentiality form, and there are dividers that split the materials up by chapter. I think you'll find it well organized and very useful. Okay, so I want to be perfectly clear. The only book that is required is the one by Black and Hill. And I should mention too that Barry Hill will be giving a few of the lectures, and I think you'll find those very interesting. They're about fomites, and I know that you don't know about fomites yet, but you'll know a lot more. As you can see, this is a brand new book, just out, and fortunately it parallels the topics presented in this course. So again, if you think you're going to have trouble in the course, by all means buy it. There are questions at the end of each chapter and answers at the end of each chapter, and we encourage you all the way through to do practice problems. In our book, we have practice problems that do not have answers, and then the answers directly follow them. So the book also has an interactive practice exercise available on the Navigate Companion website. The Navigate Companion website offers crossword puzzles, interactive flashcards, interactive glossary, matching questions, and web links. So I think this would be an excellent book for you to purchase and have in your library under any circumstances. But one of the things too that I want to emphasize at this point, that it is very important for you to know terms precisely. That is one of the hallmarks of epidemiology, is the precision of terms. And you'll find out as the course goes on that you need to know the exact definition of a term and then be able to apply it in various circumstances and situations. The next book is a good book too. It doesn't parallel the course quite as nicely as the book I just got through showing you, but it has problems in it that you could do if you wanted more help as well, and it's a relatively current book as well, and one that you might want to buy or look at. And remember, all these books can be purchased online. You can order them online and they may be cheaper, or they may in fact be in the bookstores. This is a well-known book, and the faculty member who wrote the book is at the Johns Hopkins School of Hygiene and Public Health, which is the #1 school in public health. It's a book well known at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and Hopkins students often intern at the CDC, as well as some of our own students. So this would be the reference guide that they would use. Now, this book is a little more advanced and more difficult, but how we see you using each and every book is that you would look up in the index, not in the table of contents, which comes in the front, but you'd look up in the index the term that you want to know more about. Never do we give chapter assignments where you read from pages 1 to 44 or something of that nature. We really suggest that you use the index to find information and to help you clarify what a term means. Now, why do we use so many books? Why do we recommend so many books? The reason is just like different cooks. Everybody has a little different way of explaining something, and sometimes one author explains it in a given way and gives an example, and the student says, aha, I finally got it. So that's why we offer the variety of books, so that maybe somebody will say it in a way that will make it clearer to you. And I wanted to say about fellowships, you shouldn't think they're impossible by any means to obtain a fellowship from the CDC. I have a student at the CDC right now, and she will be on fellowship. I think this is her second year, and she has a third year coming, and she was selected from a huge number of competitors, but she was successful. So you can be too, and you can be successful by taking this single course. This is a book that I recommend that you use. I refer to it throughout the class, and it's a well-known book, and it's used at most health departments and by disease epidemiologists in clinical practice. It provides diagnostic criteria and a series of public health strategies for each disease. And this covers just about every known disease in the world. And when I first started teaching this course, this book was about half the size it is now. So what we're finding is that the number of diseases are increasing, and one of the reasons they are increasing is because of travel. Our country is no longer isolated. We have people traveling back and forth. In fact, we found out that after 9/11 that the number of diseases went way down in our country. So this traveling by jet to various countries has had the impact of spreading diseases. Now, this is a good book, and it's probably be a better book for you after you take the course. The first book, the classic book, was done by LAST, L-A-S-T, in 2004, and it was a precursor to this book, this dictionary of epidemiology. LAST has joined forces with Porta, and he makes contributions to this book now, but doesn't have one of his own. And as I say, it can be often very helpful, but it's usually more of benefit to you after you've completed the course and know more about each of the terms yourself. People ask us what we do. What are you interested in, Dr. Black? What is the main focus of your research and the things that you're doing? Well, here's my focus currently has been in Homeland Security, which is a major public health area and recognized by the CDC as such. This is the first book we published. We're working on a second right now, and we hope to have a draft of the book by December. Here's other books I've done, and peer helping is not a new strategy, but this is where individuals who are trained in a given topic area, who are peers or often age mates, provide service to other peers. And you see another one on that topic, and then we've done one on screening, and I'm going to teach you about screening, and this has to do with eating disorders among female athletes. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the course, and I'm very proud of it, and I know you will have a much better appreciation for it by the time you've completed it. Epidemiology is a cornerstone of a wide variety of fields, and some of those fields include political sciences, psychology, you name it. Not only in the social sciences, but in the basic and applied sciences. And the course focuses on the introduction and application of basic or rudimentary epidemiological principles. Don't let that concern you about it concentrating on things that are more on the simple nature of epidemiology, because we use this information routinely. I have many students who are employed just based on their knowledge of the principles presented in this book. Now we'll cover vital statistics, morbidity, which is disease, mortality, which is death, injury, disease transmission, epidemiological study designs, which are different than social science study designs, and causality. And this is just a few of the topics that we'll cover. I should say, and I want to go back and say, when I'm talking about the cornerstone, that's really means foundation, but the cornerstone was in olden days was the stone that was at the corner of a building, and they thought if you pulled this particular cornerstone out, the building would crumble, would fall over. And so I'd like to leave you with that concept and thinking about epidemiology and its importance. And I won't waste your time in this course at all. There's so much you need to know that we will cover the essential material necessary to your future. Now, people say, well, did you just dream up about what it is that we're going to cover in this course? And the answer is no. We have core competencies, and these come from the American School of Public Health. That's the ASPA. And the course is constructed to help you meet these competencies. And the rudimentary elements of public health should be well within your grasp, as I mentioned before, should become part of your vocabulary, and I'm teaching you a way of thought and how to solve problems that should be applicable not only to the United States but to the world. Okay, you can see that there are several core competencies, and I will let you go through those, and I won't go over them here. I will go over them in depth as the course progresses. Some students, again, learn quickly the material, and I want to mention to you that if you're having problems or you're not grasping material quickly, please seek help immediately. I like to think of this course as not wasting your time. Epidemiology is life, and it's everywhere. So it should prepare you to help yourself as well as family members and others as you move through your profession and your professional development. The course goal is to understand the basis and origin of epidemiological thought and problem solving. And I'd like you to be able to apply epidemiological concepts to evaluate the distribution, determinants, and frequency of mortality, morbidity, injury, and disability in human populations. Let me add that you ought to know this definition well, because it's a classic definition of epidemiology. You will encounter others, but this is the most comprehensive definition and the longest standing one. And we will spend several lectures breaking the terms down in this definition, and you'll be surprised how much you will learn about epidemiology just through this definition alone. Also, I'm going to spend time on history because I want you to understand how people think in this discipline, because I think that will make it easier for you to complete homework assignments and prepare you to solve major problems. And again, I want to emphasize it's a course of knowing precise definitions and how to apply them. And that's what makes it more challenging, is the application. It's just not simply a course of memory work. You must have a comprehensive understanding of the information that I'm going to be presenting. Now, I'm going to expect you to compute various morbidity and mortality and risk determinants and foodborne screening statistics. Now, the computations that you're going to be required to complete in this course don't require any more than a 4-function calculator. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division is all you need to do. The problem with the formulas, and you're going to be learning several different formulas, is what numbers to put in them. And this is the application phase and a difficult part of the course. So again, it's not the math that's confusing or complicated, it's what numbers should be taken into account. And I'll expect you to be able to interpret and evaluate epidemiological data, and you'll come to understand the epidemiologic research designs and various investigative procedures. And remember, these are not social science designs. And some people think, well, gee whiz, I had research designs in another course, but they followed more of a social science Campbell and Stanley model, and the what I'm going to present here will not. Um, and I will teach you to what causality means and the criteria related to causality and confirming causality. And what we're trying to do through causality is proclaim a cause and effect relationships. There are several methods for proclaiming a cause and effect relationship, but I'm going to teach you an epidemiologic one. Now, learning methods. I'm going to offer a series of lectures, quizzes, homework assignments, and 3 exams. Supplemental books are offered as resource guides, and I want to emphasize that again. Students will review the index of books for a specific term to better understand its meaning. If unclear about what was presented in the lecture, if you don't understand what is meant by a term in one book, consult another. Rarely will you need to read an entire chapter, just sections or small parts of it. The book provides additional problems and answers helpful to exam preparation. So I'm trying to simplify this. I'm trying to be redundant. I'm trying to have you focus in on how to use the things that you're going to buy and have these as tools available for you so that you comprehend what is being imparted. Okay? People have mentioned to me that they think that the lectures are simply presented, and I try to do that on purpose because I'm eager for you to understand the material, but I don't want you to be fooled. Just because what I'm talking about sounds relatively straightforward, it can get confusing as soon as you turn off the tape and you have to begin to or quit listening to the lecture, and you have to apply the information that's being taught. I also want to add that medical schools understand that epidemiology is difficult, and medical schools usually think of a B as an A grade. So people have high expectations, and they're sometimes upset because they have not gotten this elusive A grade that they wanted. And I've heard people say to me routinely, "But Dr. Black, I only got a B." And my thinking is, and I want to say this with conviction, is that you ought to celebrate if you get a B. You're okay even though you did not receive an A grade in this course in terms of any professional school that you might apply to. And I want you to know that I think that the application of epidemiological principles are challenging, and this makes the course difficult. It's a medical course. That makes it difficult. The slides and notes are vital. If you expect you're going to have trouble with the course, buy all the books. And physicians are able to pass their medical boards in epidemiology by taking only this one course. And often I've had people who have completed medical school that have gotten C's and B's and have felt quite fortunate to receive that letter grade. So, can you complete the course successfully? Yes. And the way to do that is to develop self-discipline. There's not going to be anybody prodding you to attend a course. You're going to have to play the tapes and get a schedule for doing the assignments or homework assignments and whatnot. And so self-discipline is going to be required for this course as it is for any, uh, it will be for your advanced education. Assignments and homeworks are not collected or graded. I want to let you know that. But they are included in the manual, the primary book for the course. The assignments are selected to reinforce basic principles presented in lecture. We've worked long and hard at them. Homework and assignments provide excellent practice for the test, but are not exact duplicates of what you will be tested on. They are designed to initiate thinking and problem solving, and I'd like you to imagine different ways the questions might be asked. The emphasis is not telling you what to think, but teaching you how to think. So we would like you to be able to take a situation, any situation that comes up, and be able to solve it in an epidemiological way. Let me just add on to that. People bring me problems all the time. They don't bring me answers. And so I have to be able to take my knowledge and apply it to whatever question or issue it is that they're confronting. I'm expecting that you'll be able to do the same by taking this course. So this teaches you a way to connect, organize information, connect the dots, and come out with a prescription of how you might behave or recommend that somebody else behave. Okay, homework assignments build a minimum understanding and knowledge of concepts so students can perform at a higher level of cognitive reasoning and apply what they know. So again, they build a minimum of understanding and knowledge. Exams are not a regurgitation of the material presented in class. This is not a memory course like others you may have taken. The focus is on thinking and problem solving, being a detective, and implementing a specific plan of action. So I want to emphasize that again. Okay, the slides do not contain all the class information that you must know. Additional note-taking is prudent. I've mentioned that to you before. The manual is provided to help you learn the fundamentals of epidemiology. Be sure to have the slides with you as you watch each lecture to enhance your understanding and knowledge of the material. And take notes right on the slide. It's a good idea to review past slides that have been presented previously and ones for the current lecture and future lectures. And I found that the people that seem to do the best develop note cards and are flashcards. So they write a term on one side, flip it over, and the answer is there. Study and review after each class session is imperative. Don't get behind. Cramming doesn't work in this course, and you can't make up a lot of ground by waiting to do homework assignments after lectures have passed. It's just too much. You will also need the information from the beginning of the course to address problems at the end of the course. Progressive learning. The course begins with the definition of epidemiology, and I've already given that to you, and the focus is descriptive, and I will make a distinction between descriptive and analytic epidemiology. You will learn epidemiologic calculations and investigative methods. You also will learn valuable lessons from history which are still applicable today. History should help to reinforce current epidemiological thought and problem solving and procedures, and this helps to provide a mental set for the course. The course relies on concepts learned earlier in the course, so it's important that you learn them as we progress. You notice I'm redundant about certain things repeatedly in this introductory lecture because I'm trying to have you get an understanding of what it is that you need to do and to accomplish. Course requirements. Attendance is taken by completing exams and quizzes. Quizzes will be given every Thursday between 12 a.m. and 11:59 p.m., so you have a day to complete them. Once you start the quiz, you have 20 minutes to complete the quiz. The quiz will not be available to you again, and there are no makeups for quizzes or exams except under GAPS, that's a Greece absent policy for students, and we'll talk more about that. You're expected to watch every lecture, take every quiz, and the 3 exams. If there are any technical issues taking a quiz or the final exam, contact me right away so the issue can be corrected. You will not be penalized. You will not be penalized. You will not be penalized for technical issues. Homework, assignments, help sessions. Homeworks and assignments will not be discussed during recorded lectures, but during help sessions or office hours if so desired. So we will be happy to go over those with you. You can email us questions, you can call us, whatever or not. Help sessions will be requested by students, or no help session will be offered. Electronic attendance as help session is optional, not required. So this will be through some medium that is electronic, where we'll be able to talk with you and depending on the number who would like to attend the help session. Attendance is not taken for help sessions. I would advise you to attend if a session is held. I think it's in your best interest and helps you understand more about the examination. We may send out some form of survey to determine how many people are planning to attend the help session, as it may affect the medium we use to conduct the session. We will not be taking attendance at the session. I've said that 3 or 4 times, haven't I? And it will not be used to penalize those who choose not to attend should a session be requested or offered. Remember, the only way a help session is going to be scheduled or offered is if we get a request from one of you. Okay, getting help. If you don't understand the material, contact the instructor or the peer helpers as soon as you can. Get help early. Don't wait till the last minute. We can't do much for you if you contact us in the last few weeks of the class and saying, geez, I'm failing, I'm not doing well. No additional work can be completed after the exam or prior to grades being submitted in hopes of raising your grade or to acquire additional points. And we get frequent requests for extra credit, and it's disallowed. We would like to grant the requests, but what we do for one, we are obligated to do for all. We want to squelch the myth that somebody is getting a special deal and everyone is not equitable. I don't think there's anything more that lowers morale than this type of perception. Everybody hates favorites and favoritism. I want you to claim that you that you got a fair deal and that nobody was treated especially. And no matter what I did or didn't do, that you were treated the same and fairly. If you wanted an advantage, study, do the homeworks, get help from one of us as soon as you need it, and attend help sessions. Okay, how to succeed. This is what I've noticed from others that have done very well in the course, and you may have your own idiosyncratic method that you prefer. And as I mentioned, cramming doesn't seem to work. Concentrate on application in different scenarios and what you understand and what you did not, and get help in those instances. Okay, there are 3 exams. Exam questions are objective, true and false, multiple choice, multiple answer, matching, and math problems. The exams will cover materials from the lectures, homeworks, assignments, and quizzes. The exams will be distributed through Blackboard Learn according to the schedule in the syllabus. Exams require higher order reasoning and cognitive processing expected of somebody of your caliber that has been accepted and been successful in completing several years of university work at a Big 10 or 11 university. All you will need for your exam is a 4-function calculator or a Windows Mac calculator in order to complete the exams and quizzes. Nothing else is required. You'll find that the exams are self-explanatory. We've gone over them several times. Usually a group of 4 of us look at each exam question. And vocabulary is part of the exam, and vocabulary development is expected of doctoral students and undergraduate students. We throw in doctoral students here because we assume that some of you may go on for advanced education. But it's also required of people who are formally educated. You must know terms precisely and how to apply them. Definitions of terms will not be provided or verified during examination. Students should not expect help on examinations from myself or the peer helpers other than asking questions about the instructions. But attack skills require knowing the definition, addressing the question, and providing an answer. The exam is open book and to be taken independently, and the only people to contact are either myself or the peer helpers. Grades and course evaluations. See the syllabus for a breakdown. We go through quite a precise breakdown. Be sure to peruse the syllabus. You will be quizzed on that, and as well as the information sheet that we talked about earlier. And you know that you will be able to evaluate the course through the Purdue evaluation provisions. Now, if you go to your syllabus and look under grading, basis for grades, you'll notice that the lowest quiz score will automatically be dropped. And the manual explains grades and gradings. And I also want to mention on tests, because we don't feel that we ever write a perfect test, that the top score, So let's say there are 50 points. The top score, let's say a 42, would set the curve. Okay? And I'll say that again, the top score sets the curve because people ask about this routinely. And and then we do an item analysis to see that the items have been constructed appropriately according to psychometric principles. So if an item is bad, we can detect that, or it doesn't discriminate well, or just doesn't seem fair. Those items are eliminated, and everybody receives credit. Is what really happens. And but I want to say again, I highly recommend that you read the syllabus and become familiar with it. These are the course policies. They have been stated to protect your rights and outline your responsibilities. This is why we spend so much time reviewing them at the beginning of the course, and it's also an expectation of the university. Academic decorum. You should adhere to the campus code of conduct. We expect you to be honest, and if we won't tolerate it, and we want to avoid any issues regarding your integrity or matters of not complying with university recommendations and policies. Cheating is frowned upon, and here are some examples: giving or receiving aid during exams, or copying from another person's exam during the test, or using any electronic equipment to communicate between each other. Cheating or other forms of dishonesty that are discovered by the instructor will result in at least a failing grade or on the given assignment and tests for all involved. More severe situations are referred to the Dean of Students' Office for disciplinary action, and we don't want to spend our time this way, and we sure don't want to be involved with you under adverse conditions. That's not what an education is about as far as we're concerned. We're here to help you. We want you to do well. Please see me if you have any questions about academic honesty, or email me or call me or whatnot. I'll be happy to talk to you about it. Now, one of the things I'm big on is civility and respect. And I promise you, I will always treat you with both civility and respect. We are equals because we are all human beings created in a mirror image. Mutual respect is expected and best and healthiest for all. And we want to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. After all, you've been quite successful in your careers, and you have succeeded at a major institution and university. There's more information about academic decorum, and you will be accountable for knowing that information on the website. And again, knowledge helps to preserve your rights and to prevent serious, unwanted personal consequences that could jeopardize your degree and your entire professional future. And we feel that knowledge is power, and that's why we spend so much time going over these things. And I know they may be boring to you, but they're in your best interest to know them. And I don't want to see you turn power over to any system, either now or when you are employed. You need to know your rights. Okay, Students with disabilities, we want to accommodate you. If there's any way we can accommodate you, um, let us know. Um, Sometimes there is no way, there is no action that we can take, but trust me, every reasonable opportunity will be provided to you. Please do not feel embarrassed if you have a particular need. There by the grace of God go all of us in terms of having something that we have to manage that is different than the norm. But don't feel embarrassed about it. Again, we want to help you. Okay? Now, emergency preparedness. If something major should happen on the campus, everything will be suspended in terms of deadlines and grading and all that kind of all that kind of thing, and the semester calendar probably will be changed, and changes will be communicated either via Blackboard Learn or email, and you may contact me or the peer helpers, preferably by email, and I'm certain that you will be hearing about something of major consequences through the media. Okay, so things will be changed if something major should happen. Let's pray that it won't. Harassment, it just doesn't go on. Pejorative language, threats to your self-esteem, discouragement, or disparaging comments will not occur during help sessions or in emails. You won't hear any of that from us. We want to encourage you. We want you to be stimulated. We want you to enjoy epidemiology. I want to convert you to thinking seriously about becoming an epidemiology. You are the army and the hope for the future in terms of the public's health. So harassment's not going to be a way that you will be treated by anyone in terms of our team. Course materials, we recommend that you get materials as the most reasonable cost possible. That's what we want to see happen. So if you know Amazon, you can visit Amazon.com. You can go to any place you know of about where to get materials or books at a cheaper cost. You will have a quiz coming up. We'll get to that later on, but it'll cover the student information sheet and a syllabus. Yes, we'll be quizzing you over the syllabus because, again, we want to protect and preserve your rights. Let me just conclude by saying that I am delighted to be your instructor. I'm glad to have the opportunity to influence you. I definitely am interested in having a bias to recruit you to public health and to epidemiology and biostatistics in particular. So you'll probably hear that bent as I go along. You'll find that I still have the same enthusiasm for this course that I did when I first taught it, began teaching it in 1990. So that enthusiasm has not waned. And I think the things that you will find in this course will be valuable to you personally and professionally. And I know that it will enhance your employment opportunity, help you to read the research literature, and share your knowledge with the people that you come in contact with or in whatever professional endeavor that you choose or select for your future. Thank you very much, and we'll be starting the first lecture here next.